welcome to another episode of Gray Magnolias. Doing a little bit of a different format because my hair's a mess. It's too damn hot. And yeah, so I acquired a lot of books in the past few months, at least a lot for me. All of these have either been secondhand bought on Amazon, thrifted, and I picked up at my local library where they have like a section of books that you can buy for like 50 cents to $1. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I have quite a bit to share. I'm going to start off with the books that I bought myself from Amazon. Every chance I can remember a book from my childhood, I want to get it and try to reread it. So I have picked up East by Edith Pattou. I'm almost done with it. I would have to say it's most definitely a YA fantasy. It's also labeled as a romance, but I feel like romance is not like your typical romance. It's not like it's super clean. I mean, the two characters, at least from what I've read, haven't even kissed or anything like that, but there is like feeling there and sympathy and like a caring aspect. So here is the back. I am not afraid. Rose has always longed for adventure, so when enormous white bear appears one evening and makes her mysterious offer, she accepts. In exchange for health and prosperity for her ailing family, she agrees to live with the white bear in a distant castle. But soon Rose realizes this isn't as it seems. She tries to settle into her new life and makes a devastating mistake. Now she must make a choice, return to her safe and loving family, or go on a dangerous quest to fix what she has broken. Perhaps lose her heart along the way. A sweeping romantic epic as timeless as any fairy tale and as thrilling as only the best fantasy novels can be. So there is adventure, fantasy, trolls, spells, enchantments. It's told in multiple POVs, Rose being the main character, Troll Queen, we have her brother Nettie, her father. I was listening to this with audio while reading along. The audio is excellent. Everyone read it very well. I only have a little bit left. Did it live up to the hype as when I was a child from what I can remember? Yes. But it's like different. I'm consuming it a lot slower. It is beautifully written, very lyrical. There's a lot of amazing representation of Inuit people, folklore from Denmark, and just, very, really, really nicely researched. And I was actually reading the other night the author's kind of like acknowledgement and how she, took her time researching everything she wrote about. This came out in 2003, so I probably read it around 5th or 6th grade. And then this came out in 2018, a sequel to East. And I'm pretty sure she looks more grown up here. I'll show the back. She's only written 2 other books, which I'd be interested to read. When Rose first met Charles, he was under a powerful enchantment that trapped him in the form of a white bear. To rescue him, Rose traveled to the land that lay east of the sun, west of the moon, where she defends the evil troll queen who held him in her power. Now Rose thinks she has found her happily ever after with Charles until an unexpected storm destroys his ship and he is presumed dead. But Rose doesn't believe the shipwreck was an act of nature. Nor does she believe Charles is dead. Something much more sinister is at work with mysterious and unstoppable forces threatening the lives of the people she loves. Rose must once again set off on a perilous journey. This time, the fate of the entire world is at risk. So I'm very interested to see, how, she took quite, I don't know if it was in the works for so long or she thought about it well after, because, there's almost well over a decade separating these 2 books from being published. So I'm very excited to see how Rose's journey continues, and all of that. Up next, I got the first book that came before Perfect by Judith McNaught, called Paradise. It follows some characters that were slightly introduced in Perfect, and I really wanted to Here's the back. I'm not going to read too much. You can just pause to read because if not, the video is going to be endless. I love her writing. I'm really excited to read more of her books. She writes historical romance, contemporary. Her stuff is, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of depth of the relationship, at least from the first book that I read, Perfect. There is steam. It's not closed door or anything. It is described, but it's not like what you read today in some of these like super raunchy books, but it's enough to, scratch the itch, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. It's funny, like, I just discovered her, but now I kind of see her everywhere, so that's interesting. Our books I picked up at my local. We have Gentle Rogue by Johanna Lindsey. This is a pirate. I love that they're bringing back these covers. I mean, look at that. Ugh. I have to hold myself back when I go thrifting. If I see a cover like this, it's usually an instant buy for me, but I've been trying to be more mindful because I'm sure there is some romance books that they have this beautiful cover, but they're complete garbage on the inside. Like this one that I read, I can't remember. I think I posted it on my Instagram stories. It was so horrific. I threw it in the trash. Like, it was just horrible. Horrible, horrible. I should have ripped off the front cover because it was beautiful, but it was just garbage. So I think they're kind of like, I don't like that sticker there. It's like a permanent sticker too. So it looks like they're bringing these back because this is new cover. So this is the back. We got a girl disguised as a boy on a ship, and then an ex-pirate who's like, no woman's gonna make me tie myself down, but you know how it goes. So I'm really excited to read this. I really don't think I've read a Johanna Lindsey. I have a ton of them, so I'm really excited to read that. I've added another Sandra Hill to my collection. I have quite a few. Desperado, beautiful painted cover. I love that. So, and then this one, which I've noticed is how she writes. Either a man from the past gets thrown into the future and the female characters from the present time, or vice versa. But this time, the two characters get thrown to 1850 California Gold Rush. They get mistaken by notorious bandits, and they're trying to, survive on the wrong side of the law. And yeah, oh my gosh, I might pick this up soon. Or I have several of hers. Maybe I might do kind of like a read through. Okay, I picked up a Sophie Jordan, Surrender to Me. I think I have a few of her books. I haven't read anything of hers that I can recall. I'm a little beat up, but I don't know, I just feel like it gives a book more character. I don't mind that personally. And this one, she's fallen on hard times. Yeah, she's on her way to the Highlands, and this Griffin Shaw is accompanying her, and he wants her, and she's like cold-hearted, and he's trying to thaw that heart out, you know what I mean? So this is the back, if you want to hold to read. We love a good Highland romance, don't we all? And then I picked up a Kerrigan Brian. I'm sorry, like, I hope that's how you say it. I just finished last month Highwayman. Oh my god. It took me a moment to get into it. I had started it, and then I paused, and I re-downloaded it, the audio. It is exquisite. So good, so beautiful, so gut-wrenching, and just, oh my god, they went through so much to be together. This one is The Devil in Her Bed. And so, let's see. This is the back. I think I really want to do non-trendy book shares because, like, you just always see the same 4 books all the time everywhere. And I mean, if you're into that, you're into that, but sometimes it's just like, but there's 1,000 other books, millions of books out there that are better, that don't get that same hype. So that is what I picked up at my local library. Oh wait, I have one more. I found this Judith McNaught. It is one of her historical romances, which I've seen that are really good. Beautiful cover. So this one is like she's kind of forced to marry this guy because they were seen probably just holding each other, and now they have to marry, probably. And I'm really excited to see how she writes with historical romance, because she did such a great like in-depth relationship build up for Promise. No, not Promise. Perfect. I apologize. For some reason that word can't just stick in my head. So this is like in great condition. I mean, the spine's a little creased, but I'm very excited to read that. I've added another Sandra Brown to my collection. She's one of my top favorite authors right now, besides Lisa Kleypas, Opal Ray, and Finley Finn from the Orcsworn series. I mean, she just writes so well. This is like, I think, a romance suspense. So, did I... Oh, no, I'm thinking of another Sandra Brown that I downloaded where it sounds pretty intense, but this is the back. And really, like, her books are good. I mean, I think I read too many back-to-back and it started getting kind of, like, not monotonous, but, like, similar. I could see the same structure she uses. But I'm excited. I'm really excited for this. Okay, so these are some books that I got for Mother's Day. We went to the thrift store after, I think we went to Olive Garden that day. And my sister-in-law got a Goodwill just opened up down the street from her house. I'm so jealous. And I scored. I've never heard of any of these authors. We have Lisa Higdon, and this book is called Unforgiven. I like that little shiny thing there. Okay. A Woman's Reckless Obsession. Yeah, so this is the back. Got some Wild West going on. So excited for that. I picked up this one, Francine Rivers, and I think it says Sarina. She was driven by magnificent passion no woman could deny. Oh, this damn sticker. I don't know, maybe with the hair blower could soften it and peel it away. But I love kind of like that 70s look. So, did I even really read what this is about? I can't remember. Oh, God, this damn sticker. So, I'm excited to read this one, too. Oh, I can just smell it through the camera. I'm not able to put it close to my face. I love the smell of old books. And lastly, I think this one's going to be kind of, like, cringe, but, I mean, look at... That's not cute. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't resist. The Cowboys by Leigh Greenwood. This one's Jake, I guess it's just called. Is it just called Jake? Oh, it's just called Cowboy Jake. I think I picked this up because it sounded funny. The freedom of the range, the bawling of the longhorns, and the lonesome night watch beneath a vast starry night. They got into a man's blood until he knew there was nothing better than the life of a cowboy except the love of a good woman. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Isabel. Born and bred in Savannah, Georgia, she was the kind of woman Maxwell avoided at all costs, neat as a pin and stiff as starch. He classified her when she and her wagon-loaded orphans pulled up to his Texas ranch, but without any man on his own. The boys under her care were Jake's only chance of driving his beeves in the market. Where did I leave off? Still, he couldn't help wondering if he could teach a gang of outlaws in the making to herd cattle, if he could keep his hands off oh-so-proper Belle, if there was any way at all to stop Isabel from breaking his heart with her own. So I'm not super into cowboy romances, but I just couldn't resist the cover, to be honest. Like this part right here is not too bad, but that hair, God no. So we'll see. Okay, we're at the finish line. These are my last two books. This would be a reread for me. Read it back in grade school, middle school. I know it's deep moving and I'll probably cry, but I've passed it up so many times at the thrift store, and I finally was like, you know what? I really want this for my collection, and I think it would be amazing to read this, especially with everything that's going on in regards to book banning and all that. And then this is the back. It's set in Nazi Germany. World War II's going on. They're burning books, and this little girl starts stealing a book. Her first book to steal is The Gravedigger's Handbook, and from there starts her quest of just stealing books wherever she can. And then her family takes in a Jew, and this opens and closes down her world. So I'm really excited to reread this. I know it's going to be like a tough read, but I'm excited. And then last, but never the least, because, I'm always trying to buy books, but I'm kind of taking it slow. I read the back of this and was very interested. It's not usually something I gravitate towards. I'm trying to get out of romance, or it not be like the super like main plot. I don't know if this has any kind of romance, but it just sounded really interesting. It's called Passage by Connie Willis. And pretty much, does this say here? It's set. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, it doesn't say. But it's set, at least you can tell from the dress scene, it's set back in the day. But this doctor or psychologist is obsessed with afterlife and just kind of like going through this tunnel and almost like near-death experience. So she's like on this journey to relive that, and she meets this doctor. At least that's what I get from the back. So I was like, damn, that sounds interesting. I remember an episode in Murdoch Mysteries. If you've never saw that show, it's amazing. It's a Canadian show. It's at the turn of the century, and it's like murder mystery pretty much. But there's this one episode where this one character is obsessed with the fact of with having that near-death experience, and then it goes too far, if I'm correct. So I don't know if anybody's read this, let me know. It doesn't have the best reviews. It's like, a 3 star is good. I think it's 3.8 star. So yeah, that, share my like messy pile here. That is everything I've acquired. You can see laundry there. That is everything I've acquired in the past 2 or 3 months. I've kind of like really slowed down on a budget and all that stuff. And I'm also just trying to be more mindful of actually getting books that I will read at some point, and not just getting books to get books. I want my library to be functional and not just for aesthetics purposes. And I thought it'd be really neat to like just mainly share books that aren't exactly so trendy, like I've mentioned, because when I'm on Bookstagram, all I see is like Fourth Wing and other like super popular books right now, which is fine if you love that. I'm personally not going to read Fourth Wing. It's not doesn't seem like my cup of tea. And the reviews are literally like half and half. Either you love it or it's like not that special. So I think it'd just be really neat to share and other books that maybe been around for a while, or to show some re-entrance. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this thrifted book haul. If you've read anything that I've shared, let me know if I should put it at the tippy top of my list. I'm gonna finish East. I don't think I'm gonna pick up West anytime soon. I have several things on my Kindle I kind of want to clear through, because I think I'm going to put a pause on Kindle Unlimited not too long from now. So I kind of want to clear out what I have on there. Again, like I want to read, but like I don't know what to pick, and it's so frustrating. Opal Ray just put out 2 books, one for her Dusk Walker Bride series, which I'm super excited about. It's top of my list. Um, a couple others on top of my list that I want to read, but I just the energy. And I've been just making, like, crocheting a lot. I've been writing a lot. I don't want to talk about it. I've realized that maybe talking about it is just messing me up, but I'm getting somewhere and I'm very excited. Sorry, I'm like so shaky. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'm not gonna do, my channel's not gonna be too like book haulish because I don't buy books that often. That's just a whole that's like 3 months of buying books right there for me. And sometimes it's less or sometimes it's more depending on who donated what, because that's where I can't believe I didn't start doing this sooner, because it's not like I just recently started um going to the thrift store or anything like that. I started my library last either Mother's Day or last Valentine's of last year. I went to my local. They had like this. They try to sometimes do 3 themes, and it was this massive bin of books for 25 cents of romance of like old school. I think I was the first one to touch it, and I bought almost everything. I was just like, oh my god, this is heaven for me right now. And that's how I started my library. So if, you know, you haven't started your library or you really want one, or you're like, oh my god, I don't have the budget, go to the thrift store, garage sale, all this stuff. I mean, at Goodwill, I feel like sometimes the books are like really $1.99. Like some are 99 cents, some are $1.99, at least at mine. And then of course hardback, if you're into that, that's I think $3, 3.99 or something like that. I don't like hardback books, personally, but like it's possible. You don't need to buy brand new books all the time. Even on Amazon, like books that have come out not, in X amount of years, there's secondhand books, and most of them are in pretty good condition, unless you're like, you want it to be perfect, then that's on you. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. I'll probably, maybe show the million things I'm making or something like that. But yeah, take care.